Russian carbine, the SKS. This is the weapon that was replaced by the AK-47, of which we have already seen. This is the Russian semi-automatic SKS, qualifies as a carbine in Soviet Russia.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another segment with Ontario Proud 613. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SKS by Norinco. It's a Type 56, Chinese version of the SKS. This rifle has been completely refurbished, restained, cleaned, internal polishing is done to it, white out to the serial numbers and whatnot. I received the SKS as a gift from my fiance. It was my first surplus rifle. Didn't know what to expect with the SKS, even though a lot of people had them. And to be honest, it's one of my favorite guns to shoot. Now, the Type 56 rifle was the rifle that was basically provided to the Vietnamese during the Vietnam War. It's a variant of the Russian SKS. Now, the Vietnamese would further go on, and I don't know how much production there was, but it was the Vietnamese Type 1, and it was a clone of the Chinese SKS. However, during Vietnam, the SKS that was used the most would have been this one here, the Chinese-made clone of the Russian SKS known as the Type 56. It has minor different details to it. Now, Norinco continued to produce the Type 56 for the commercial market. This one here is made from chew wood, which is a blonde wood. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually quite nice, as you can tell from the stain. Now, when I received it, the bluing is quite decent. I haven't had any issues with the bluing. Where the sling nut meets the bluing, it does scuff it up quite a bit, which, you know, it happens. But, I mean, the bluing seems very nice. I've had pretty much no malfunctions with this rifle. I've had a few issues with surplus ammunition. Had nothing to do with the rifle itself. But nonetheless, this rifle was taken down and cleaned thoroughly. And when I received it, it was just caked with cosmoline. But I'm going to bring in the camera a little closer, and we'll take a look at some of the work I've done on this rifle so you can get a better look at it. So here we are. It's got a nice close-in look on it. And as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, when it comes to really refinishing surplus stocks, it's really about taking your time and making sure you really get as much of that cosmoline and as much of that dirt that's embedded itself in the stock for so many years out of there. That'll give you a nice stain and an even finish. For me personally, I do not want it to look brand new. On this one here, you can see, now when I got this rifle, those wear marks were already there. So somebody had been shooting the rifle, and their hand over, you know, multiple usages has created that. I didn't want to sand that out. I didn't want to lose that nice patina. Also, another difference between the Type 56 commercial and then the Army issued one is this is not a blade style bayonet, and they removed the locking bolt for the bayonet with basically a rivet to hold the bayonet in place. Of course, there's that little barrel loop as well that keeps it in place, but that's another difference between the commercial Type 56 and the standard one that was produced by the Communist China. Whiting in some of the serial numbers adds a nice little classiness to your SKS. I've been very pleased with this Norinco rifle. I would buy another one in a second. This rifle would have been used side and side with RPKs, PKMs, VZ58s, AK-47s, Mausers, all kinds of stuff. But this was a common rifle found on the battlefield. Now, this was retired in order for the AK-47 to take its place, but nonetheless, it offers a tiny bit more accuracy and a little bit more velocity. People debate the accuracy, but you can't debate the little bit of velocity that you'll get out of the longer barrel. Once again, don't buy the hype about Norinco. These are fine quality rifles. They're chrome line barreled as well. I would pick this Norinco over a nice Yugo any day. So we're back here. As you can see, the SKS is a great deal for the money. All over the web, you'll find very few people that argue against the fact that SKS is for the price. You get a lot of gun for your dollar. And if you want to spend a little bit of time on it, pretty it up a little bit, all the power to you. I really enjoyed it. And I'd like to thank you guys for allowing me to show you this rifle too. If you enjoy seeing some of these rifles and some of the other projects I have on the go, please feel free to subscribe. It's much appreciated. Other than that, stay safe and be prepared.